What's going on, football fans? Welcome back to another episode of Breaking the Birds. We finally have some new Eagles players to talk about. Eagles signed Haason Reddick, 27-year-old pass rusher from Carolina Panthers, formerly drafted 13th overall by Arizona Cardinals back in 2017 to be an off-ball linebacker for them. But then more and more throughout his career, he transitioned more up to a stand-up outside linebacker in the 2020 season, where he became more of a full-time pass rusher. Still was used a lot, dropping back in coverage, covering tight ends, but was utilized more as a pass rusher. And then signed a one-year deal with the Carolina Panthers, where he was primarily a stand-up outside rush linebacker. Also used sometimes to drop back, but that was primarily as a pass rushing role, and he's put up really good production. So let's go to the tape and see exactly how he wins on the field. The explosiveness is on full display here against the Pro Bowl left tackle DJ Humphries. So up top here, notice the get off. The first guy off the line, of everybody on the line here, comes in here, makes a good inside move for the quick sack. From the box view, it gets even more bonkers. We really get to see how he sets up DJ on this rep here. So notice the first steps he's taking here is going to be straight upfield. Boom, boom, straight upfield. So DJ is going to take a deep kick slide back here to begin with. Then as soon as Haason comes up with his third step, that outside foot, boom, he comes back inside here. Almost looks like a wide receiver beating a DB off press, setting him up. And then the explosiveness coming inside is absurd. Good speed, makes the strip sack. Same thing here, but from the other side. This time working against Kelvin Beckham, long-time NFL starting offensive tackle, and I think 31-year-old vet. So once again here, going upfield, setting him up upfield. Then that plant with the outside foot comes back inside, drives him with his outside arm as he's coming in here, and gets the hurry on the quarterback. One of the advantages of Haason's speed and ability to change direction is usually when teams run these naked bootlegs, or even when they run a bootleg with a tight end who's supposed to be blocking here. In this rep here, 82 is going to be crackback blocking here. So what you want to happen is either you want him to release on the other side of Haason and he's an easy check down, or you're relying on the defensive end to not be able to catch up with the quarterback, and the quarterback can roll out and he'll have a decent amount of options here and crossers coming across. So it's regular play action bootleg. But what happens when you have a guy like Haason Reddick is that he's not going to get fooled by this. He has the speed that when he is coming off the edge, for this play to develop, for the play action to develop, he's already in there. He's already in the backfield. And so he's changed his direction. If he was to just keep going outside, he has to change his direction. He can get out there. He's not that big kind of defensive end that will lose the quarterback and the quarterback can outrun him. He's going to catch up all the way, and also has the ability to easily shed the blocks of the tight end, come in and make a sack. Here's Exhibit B of the exact same thing. This time, the tight end is just going to release out. So this is going to be that example where he's not going to be blocking Haason, but the play still needs to develop before the quarterback can actually get the ball out there. And he's simply too fast for that. And he gets help from 91, but take 91 out of the equation, and look at where Haason Reddick is at the point where when the quarterback is turning back right here, he's all over the play. Another time we really saw this explosiveness off the edge here is against Laramie Tunsil. Same move he pulls off. He works best when he is in space one-on-one, when he can really set up these moves here. So here, you got plenty of space to work with. You can set up that outside step, come back inside with the explosiveness. That is deadly. Seeing some of that speed off the edge as well here against the Patriots. Working down here at the bottom. Now, pretty much he's going to win because he's faster to the edge than the right tackle is to dropping. And so when he's coming down here, he's down there this fast, then he doesn't really need to bend as much. Like, he still has to bend a little bit, but it's not the typical where you engage up on the offensive tackle and then bend underneath him through contact. Here he's basically just rushing upfield, and then he's bending at the first contact he gets on the right tackle. Let's see right here. See as well here against the Buffalo Bills. This time a little bit more traditional edge rush, where he gets the contact and then dips underneath it, bends, and comes in there, makes a beautiful sack. Another example of the inside move here, working against the left tackle here in a little bit more tight space than what we've seen from the other clips. Once again, same technique, goes up a few steps here. On the third step, with his outside foot, he goes inside. A little bit more of a swipe this time, and then a bend as he's coming inside. Look at that bend. Turns almost 270 degrees, shakes the tackle in his process, and then continues to chase down the quarterback as he's coming in afterwards, and ultimately gets the tackle. That is a beautiful pass rush. It is a heads up and good motor. In the running game, we're not going to see Haason Reddick win with mere strength or by using his size. Sometimes you'll see him get grabbed, you'll see him get moved, but where he wins is when he can use his speed to shed off blocks. So here we got DJ Humphries on the zone left. So he's going to zone block it on Haason. What he does here, when he swipe away the hands, he's got the speed to, even though he's displaced a little bit, he has the speed to make up for that ground immediately with his acceleration afterwards and come in and make a tackle. Likewise, when we're running a zone away from him, which is in the example in this play right after, he's got more than enough speed to be crashing the line of scrimmage and track down the running back. In the game against the Falcons in 2021, Haason had his hands full with Jake Matthews. He got whooped on plenty of reps, but he also showed some of the things that is encouraging to see from the guy, because it shows that he's not just this pure speed rusher. He's also, like, he has the ability to transition his speed into power. So on the move like this one here, he starts by going upfield. And as we've seen before, when he's playing that outside foot and usually getting this explosive inside move, he's also using at this point here to get his hands into the chest of Jake and generating power. But when he's doing this, he's not going to generate power enough to bull rush into the quarterback on most offensive tackles given his weight. But what he's really good at is transitioning his power move into a counter move. So what he'll do here, for example, is as soon as he gets his hands on Jake Matthews, as soon as he gets him pushed back and has a little bit of momentum, he'll use that to transition into his next move, whether that be a rip off the edge, or it'll be like this here in the swim move inside and get some pressure on Matt Ryan. So one of the things that is good to see, so we're not just getting a guy here with pure explosiveness in terms of inside moves and getting off the edge. He can also generate some power and use that in his pass rush. You see some of the same thing here in same game, different drive. So this time we're seeing him once again. He's taking that outside step. He's generating power into Jake. This time doesn't get as much power, doesn't get as much momentum, but he's utilizing it into that speed move off the edge here and trying to bend off the edge and get into Matt Ryan through the edge instead of getting that inside move. So taking a look at that one more time. So the same thing, basically the same principles here. You're taking your steps upfield. This time Jake is attacking a little bit more, so that also makes it a little bit more difficult to pull this off. But then you get your speed transitioned into Jake, and then you're bending off the edge. So the same thing a little bit later here against Jake Matthews once again. Same principle here. Taking those outside steps. Boom, come back inside, generate into power into Jake, get him a little bit out of balance. So you get he got his feet out of balance with that momentum, and then with the inside move to affect the throw. You see some of the explosive transition into power against the side win here, and I like to see it against the side win because he's a big guy. So this was a cool thing to see on tape. So here, coming from the outside here, stand up wide 9, and the angle he takes him on is very good here. He's very leaned as he's coming into him. Take the inside arm, one arm stab him, get that placed, and then drive with the feet and the hips to get him moved. And as soon as you have him out of balance, reposition the hands, and then shove him away from you so you have a straight line to the quarterback, and comes in there and interferes with the pass. Doesn't get the sack here. Ball comes out quick, but this is a very good pass rush. This is a good technique move. One arm, replace, and then go for the quarterback. This rep doesn't result in anything from a pressure perspective, but I just want to highlight it because I think it kind of underlines how well Haason moves and how he can utilize that in his pass rush package. So what he's going to do, he's going to take an inside step, he's going to spin out, and that step inside and then coordinated outside spin, that is very fluid. The ball comes out quick and it results in nothing in terms of pressure. But just look at how smooth and easy this looks. puts the right tackle on skates too. So it's more like highlighting the tools are there. The tools make it a move like this. Looks good. One thing I noticed when watching Haason is on the stunts, he kind of has to have a clear lane. So here we're running a tick game with the inside defensive tackle goes outside, and then Haason is going to come. The defensive end is going to come inside of that afterwards. So what he usually has to rely on is either attacking half a man or having a free rush, because he's fast, so he'll get to the quarterback if there's miscommunication on the offensive line. But in the cases where he's picked up, usually he doesn't generate a lot of power to collapse the pocket. So he'll kind of have to need that miscommunication, that free rush, or at least an offensive lineman not being aware of him coming in before he'll crash the pocket. This is the kind of situation you want him in on these defensive line stunts, where you get you have the two guy here taking away the focus of the offensive line. Haason has more than enough speed to quickly come in here into the gap on the stunt and create havoc in there. This play he doesn't finish, unfortunately. He needs to break down and make that sack, or at least make the QB hurry for him to not be able to complete this pass. But what we do see is the speed on these stunts for him to succeed. And so these overload stunts probably going to be the best look, because it takes away the most offensive linemen and allows him to not engage up on a full offensive lineman or expecting him to come on the stunt. Another example of the stunt coming from the left side here. Notice how fast he's getting in there. Taking a few steps up, moving along the line, come in there and get the hurry. Another speed effort sack here. Going against Dawson Knox on the tight end. Inside move easily sets him up downfield. The same way he does offensive tackles, only this one is the tight end. He has no idea how to pass it. So it's an easy block defeat on him, pure speed, and get Josh Allen is coming out. Here we get to see some of the bend that Haason has to this game. Going up here from the left side of our screen against the right tackle, he's just going to go straight upfield, and it's not the right tackle doesn't have a bad pass set. I mean, he takes deep pass sets, and he's in a good position right here. That is a very good bend underneath that. If you can take it a little bit more steep, then you're going to get the sack. This is a good play from him. Let's take it here from the wide view. He hits the ankle at the point of where the quarterback is. He's getting all that lean from the right tackle into him, so it's a little bit tough to bend on that situation. He almost gets the sack there, but it's good to see there's some bend to his game there from the edge. Then we got motor. That is one thing we're not going to see any lack of from Haason. He has speed and he has motor, and those two things is going to combine for plays. So even on this one here, they have 88 out as a chip blocker on Haason, and then he's coming up here. Then you're going to have two offensive linemen. One of them is going to take over on him. But you're sending pressure here, so Davis Mills is going to step up into the pocket. And Haason has speed to crash down on that all day. All right, so of course we're going to talk a little bit about him against the Eagles. And not just because it's against the Eagles, but more about what he did when he played the Eagles. So a sack like this against Jordan Mailata, he's coming off a bum knee, he's playing right tackle. A lot of things are not working for Mailata in this game, but he is one of the best offensive tackles in the league, and his versatility from right to left side has been unnoticed. I mean, he is good. So that doesn't take anything away from Reddick's sack that he gets here. Because this is a move that I haven't seen in the other games. We get this engage, read, and push-pull. And then he goes to the edge afterwards. So that counter move, or sort of, he just does win with speed and explosiveness in a rep like this. And then the very next rep, he just wins by beating Mailata to the edge. Mailata does not get beat to the edge a lot. Let's just get that clear. That doesn't happen too often. Usually when Mailata gets beat, it's off counter moves inside, or if the quarterback just keeps dropping, and then because he'll carry defensive ends to the edge more than anyone. But Haason gets to the edge so fast, it's impressive. Later in the same game, off the edge against Malata, boom, snap get off. He doesn't even get contacted. That's the thing. If Malata gets his hands on him, on Reddick, it's over. If he gets his hands and lock, it's over. But he gets the edge so quickly